Hello, everyone. I've had a few requests to review a few of the Excel things that we quickly ran over in class this week and then also got cut short on and didn't have as much time to talk about as you would have liked. So I'm going to take a couple minutes just to touch base on a few things and skills that you might need in order to complete this week's assignment. So one of the first things we didn't talk about is the fact that Excel is always called a workbook. So you'll see up here at the top, it says book number 1 because I don't have anything saved as this, but Excel is always a workbook with worksheets inside the workbook. So down here, we're working on sheet 1, but we could always use this plus sign to add sheet 2, sheet 3. And then interestingly enough, you can always rename the sheets. You can right click on sheet 1 and you could always rename it if you wanted it to be grades. And then you could rename sheet 2 to make it attendance, if I could spell it right. So that's kind of a great skill to have, but let's talk a little bit about setting up this grade book that you're going to do on this unit's assignment. So we talked about the cell coordinates. You know, this is A1, B1, B2, and so on and so forth. So as you start to set up your book, you're going to put your students' names in. And then you're going to be putting in their scores. So I'm just making up some now. I'm not actually following the assignment, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. And then one of the things it's going to have you do is highlight certain cells with a given color based on the performance. So if I need to do that, so if this was a cell I needed to make yellow, I would highlight that cell, and then I'm going to go up here to the paint bucket and select the color that I want that cell to be. This one needs to be blue. I'll go up here to the paint bucket, select the blue. And then it also has you doing an average calculation. So there's several different ways to go about this. I can tell from grading the few assignments that have already been turned in, everybody's going to do it a different way, and that's okay. It's no different than we go to add numbers. Everybody can add them up a different way, get the same result, but you can go about it in a different strategy. So there's a couple different ways to do it. One of the things you could do is you could create a total column, and you could add all of these numbers up in the total column. Same thing, a couple different ways to do it, but one thing that's always the same is you need to start with your equals. All your formulas are going to start with equals, and remember, up here in the formula bar, you can always see the formula. So if I were going to add all of these up for a total, I would click here, use the plus sign on my keyboard, then here, plus here, plus here. Use enter or click the green check mark here to get my total. Then if I wanted to do the average, I can obviously take my total here and divide by 4 since I have 4 entries. So for the average formula, I would start by typing equals, and then I would take my total divided by 4. The nice thing about referencing that cell for my total is if I make a mistake and Sam actually didn't get a 76, he got a 67, and I go back and change the 67, it will automatically adjust my numbers accordingly. So that's what's nice about using that. Another thing that you can do if we don't want to use the total, I'm going to delete that out. Say we just wanted to use this average. I can, once again, start with equals. And then I can use my order of operations to create some commands here. And I want to total these numbers up, and I can just put it inside the parentheses. Once again, your basic math skills, your order of operations. Take this number plus this number plus this number plus this number here. Close my parentheses, and then divide by 4. I've done essentially the same thing. I've gotten the same answer. But one of the keys about clicking on the cells instead of entering the number is, once again, if I make a mistake or I need to update a student's score and I do that, it automatically updates my average. So I know this is quick, but just a little bit of things that we really didn't have a chance to cover thoroughly in class on Tuesday. So I wanted to recap that for you. Hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day.